Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dhea Yuan Sayyidatina. Welcome back to this session. It is an honor for me to be allowed to moderate this panel discussion. These panel discussions, overarching them is good and harm of social media. There are 5 panelists here, split into 2 groups. Allow me to introduce them to you. Bagus, Sabiqul, Fathi, Sigit Riyadi, and Qorrie Aina are the speakers from Group 1. Alif, Zulfikar, Jamil, and Aurellia, Dinky, Zaneta are the speakers from Group 2. Okay, nowadays, technology is progressing, resulting in a plethora of new technologies such as cell phones, laptops, computers, and national developers are producing applications. And there are social media applications. There are a large number of international and national developers are producing applications. There are social media applications among these apps. In addition to game apps, selfie apps, and editing apps, we'll talk about social media today. For many people, social networking has now become a need. It is as if they'll die if they don't have access to cell phones and social media. So what importance do you think that social media serves in your life?
In my opinion, social media is really important to me because I can contact my distant family through social media. For example, I currently reside in Malang, and yet I'm still a long way from my parents in Lampung. And as a result, I communicate with my family via social media. I frequently use WhatsApp to communicate with my family, and as a result, social media is extremely important to me.
Well, for me, social media is also quite important. Indeed, what Qorrie mentioned about social media making it simpler to communicate with those who are far away is really accurate. In addition, I may use social media to share my thoughts on a topic or a conversation. For example, as a K-pop fans, I always checking Twitter and Instagram for updates from my idols. So social media is also important for me.
I'd like to add the opinion for. I believe that social media facilitates not only communication but also the sharing of ideas, the sharing section. However, through the social media, I can study with my friends or confide in them. Therefore, social media plays an important role in my life.
In my opinion, social media is quite essential in my life. I can contact my parents through social media. Furthermore, social media make it easier for me to sell something on the internet. I personally sell on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, Shopee, and Tokopedia, among other platforms. As a result, I rely heavily on social media to market the things I sell.
What Qorrie, Bagus, Aurel, and Alif said is absolutely true. I also think that social media can make it easier for us to communicate with our family and friends. For example, currently I'm still in Fathi, Central Java. So social media makes it easier for me to communicate with my friends through video calls, voice calls, and chats through content applications such as Telegram, WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. In addition, social media can help me in submitting my assignment. Furthermore, social media can also entertain me. So, social media is very important to me.
Okay, you all believe that social media can make it simple to interact, share ideas, study together, promote products, and submit school assignment even. So my question, is social media good for you?
So far, social media is a very good for all of us because social media can make it easier for us to communicate, study together, and much more.
I agree with Sigit. Social media nowadays is very good for me, for us. Moreover, today's era is increasingly advanced. So, yeah, social media is very important.
Okay, although social media has a number of positive impact, it also has a number of negative impacts. Exactly. What do you believe that negative impacts of social media?
In my opinion, the negative impact of social media might induce eye discomfort and minus eyes. This is indicative of radiation rise on the cell phone screen. Furthermore, social media may be addictive and cause people to lose track of times, and also we squander money on social media since we have to buy an internet quota, which is not cheap.
I think social media probably make us or at least makes me depressed. I depressed because uh, too many watching scrolling on social media. And I recently read an article about social media. According to the news, the harmful impact of social media has resulted in feelings of fear in oneself. Uh, Several studies have discovered a link between depression and the use of social media. Depressive, such as poor mood and feelings of hopeless or worthlessness, were found to be associated with the quality of online interactions. Uh, Researchers discovered greater prevalence of depression symptoms among individuals who reported more unpleasant encounters. The majority of them are depressed as a result of cyberbullying.
I think the negative impact of social media can also result in FOMO. If you don't know about FOMO, FOMO is an abbreviation for the concept of fear of missing out. FOMO might cause you to check your device every few minutes for notification updates, or to reply obsessively in everything that appears on your social media page. Even if it means taking a risk such as tweeting while driving, missing sleep at night to be online, or prioritizing social media connection above real life relationship.
In my perspective, the negative impact of social media might prohibit us from engaging in real life. We might lose track of time when we play social media and become addicted to it, and unconsciously we shall merge with the virtual environment. And furthermore, social media can make people antisocial.
And I'd like to add to one of the bad effects of social media, just like what Corey said, is addiction. Social media addiction is a mental health problem that may necessitate professional help. I've heard that excessive usage of social media is linked to relationship troubles, low academic achievement, and reduced involvement in offline groups, according to research.
Okay, thanks for your response. What a fantastic response. Aside from that, I have a question for you. Currently, social media is not only chat application. There is also, social media in the form of dating application. What are your views on using social media to date, and find a partner?
I once used social media to find a partner. The social media called Tinder. Based on my experience with the social media, it made it easier for me to find a partner. On average, I receive at least 2 women every day.
However, I believe that using social media to find a partner is not a good idea because this can lead to undesirable outcomes. For example, if we encounter someone that we recognize from the internet world, as a result, we don't know what the person's personality is like. It's possible that if you meet in the real world, he or she will rob you of your belongings. And the most terrifying aspect is that someone has the ability to murder you.
The utilization of social media, in my opinion, is highly reliant on ourselves. For instance, if we utilize it favorably, we will obtain favorable consequences. Tinder is one of the social media sites that I use to find a partner. I have a lot of connections on social media. Not only are connections made in the lecture environment, but also in the environment outside of the lecture world. Furthermore, social media has taught me how to communicate with new people, develop tolerance, and appreciate one another.
Not always playing social media as a matchmaker is negative. However, there are other positive things like we can make new acquaintances, have friends to hang out with. And if you're lucky, we can get new partner, your friend, or if you're a girl, you may find your new boyfriend.
Okay. In my opinion, social media that is used to find a partner actually has a lot of negative impacts. For example, it can make someone lazy to get along with other people, make someone passive and tend to be hasty in making a decision.
Indeed, the good and bad effects of social media as a medium for finding a companion have benefits and drawbacks. However, if we use it in a constructive way, we will obtain positive outcomes. We will obtain bad effects if we utilize it adversely. When it comes to using social media to locate a mate, many individuals nowadays are against using it as a source marketing medium, particularly on Facebook, WhatsApp. And now, in your opinion, should this be addressed or not?
In my opinion, using social media as a promotional medium is fine and doesn't have to be addressed. This is because everyone wants to have income from social media, and they also have the right to make a promotional post on their social media because it is their right and it is their social media account. We don't deserve to complain if we don't want to see them promoting their product. We can skip the post. In addition, we can mute their post. So don't complain about it.
But actually, not everyone who does the promotion is aware that he or she has spammed post. So this can disturb the comfort of others. Maybe we can just tell them to not spam too much because that's really annoying.
I'll go with our opinion. Not everyone realizes that he or she has posted many posts, has spent posts. Sometimes it makes me bored and want to lecture them, but I'm scared because they have right to.
I'm an online seller. I think if we don't like someone promotional posts, maybe we can block them. Then things will work out on their own.
However, I think if we block their posts, it will make them think that you have a problem with them, and as if it can break your relationship or your friendship also.
Then it's better if we just stay quiet and don't mind other people's business because what Sigit said is true. If we don't like it, then let it be.
Maybe some of you agree that social media is used for online sales promotion and some of you disagree. Maybe you have different perspective on using social media as a sales promotion medium. And they also have rights because it is their right. In addition, nowadays, many children use social media without their parents' supervision. Well, will this have a negative impact on them? What do you think?
I think it can have a negative effect on children. Children will be lazy, will be lazier to learn, to study, and even cause them to be lazy to have to communicate in the real world, to have interact with others. In addition, the level of language understanding may be becoming disturbed if Chinese childhood they communicate too much in cyberspace, in social media, in online platform, then their knowledge of uh, the skill of communicating in real life, such as virtual language or something else, it can be reduced. It can be, yeah, it can be reduced.
In addition, social media will make children more selfish. They become unaware of the environment around them because they spend most of their time on the internet, and this can result in them being less empathetic in the real world.
Well, furthermore, social media can lead to criminal acts because social media is fertile ground for crime predators. So you'll never know whether someone who is just a teenager on the internet uses his or her real identity or not.
In my opinion, another negative impact is that there are no spelling and grammar rules on the social media. This will make it even more difficult for them to distinguish between communicating on social media and in the real life or real world. This will currently affect the writing skill in the school.
I think the negative impact can also cause health problem. One of them is mental health. Social media make users, especially children, exposed to cyberbullying so that it makes them depressed. In addition, their health is disturbed, such as minus eyes, red eyes, a prolonged headache, and dizziness.
Okay, so the use of social media in children can cause both physical and mental health problems, right? Cannot distinguish the real world from the online world, can lead to crime, can cause problems, and can lead to selfish attitude. So, what is the role of parents in overcoming these issues?
One of the role of parent is to apply age rules in using social media. If I were a father, I would allow my son to use social media at the age of 15. However, some social media such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram enforce a minimum age of 13 to create an account. Therefore, the role of parents also inform children that this age restriction is done to prevent bad things from happening to them. In addition, accompany the child while accessing social media. That way, you can find out what your child is doing on your social media.
Okay, in addition, a parent can set a good example for their children. Often, children master technology device much faster than their parents. Whenever we become a parents, be sure still try to find out the activities carried out by our children. Also, avoid writing or sharing anything bad because children are great imitators.
The role of parents can also set up privacy and special surveillance programs for children. Indeed, every social media has its own customizable privacy features. Therefore, ask your children to set these features according to your wishes. So this aims to protect children from negative things as well as protect their social media accounts from identity theft. In addition, parents also can use software or applications that can supervise children in accessing social media, including monitoring type words, share image content, and other activities.
For me, how parents play their role to protect their children is by paying attention to their children's activities on social media. Before ask your child to show their activities on social media, when you see a sentence, an image, or video, or other content, or quote that is not good or not suitable for children, just give them suggestions to immediately report it to social media corporation or official.
In addition, parents can limit the time to access their cell phones, laptops, tablets, or any other gadgets. Not only must time to watch television or play games must be limited, but also the time to access the internet through their gadgets also needs to be limited. And parents also should give them rules for using social media. For example, 1 hour after finishing schoolwork.
Yeah, indeed, social media is a part of technological development that is difficult to contain. Therefore, parents should not be indifferent and start setting rules so that children stay safe in using social media. Therefore, the role of parents is very important. What I ask is, what is the solution of their parents are indifferent? What is your opinion?
Well, in my opinion, parents need to be informed that it is very important to check their children's activities on social media.
Also, we can also do socialization to parents to always check their children activities on social media too.
So it can be concluded that the role of parent is very important. Okay, however, how do you cope when our children are addicted to social media?
Maybe by distracting the child, for example, by making funny activities outside the home, playing, gardening, exercising together, running together, and so on. And then activities that involve family members outside the room will make children forget their social media. And then also invite the children to have fun activities and take a break from social media.
I'm not sure about it, to be honest, but maybe it's possible to provide an alternative content. I mean, alternative application or alternative game. If you don't want your children to continue to be addicted to their social media, just look for an interesting type of game that is educational maybe and make children interested. Currently, there are many type of educational toys, educational games on the market or maybe on the Play Store, App Store. Just choose the type of the toy that could also make your child focus on the toy, on the games, and making the child creative and produce something, making something, so that he doesn't get bored quickly and get out from this addiction when using the social media.
I think if we don't want our children not addicted to social media, what is also important is how to be disciplined from consistent in making rules, limiting use, and inviting children to play. Do not let there be differences of opinion between mother and father that will make the child finally argue against the existing rules. Before being socialized to children, parents must make an agreement first and promise to commit to the existing rules. And also, firmness is needed so that children do not think their parents are pickles.
I want to add to Alif's statements. We can make an agreement with the children about how long they can play social media. And yeah, this agreement must be controlled and enforced by parents so that children follow discipline. A parent must be consistent with the rules so that their children are not addicted to social media. If they are already addicted, this method can reduce social media addiction in children.
And the last way is to spend more time with the kids. Sometimes the thing that keeps children busy on social media is that their parents are not with them. Their parents busy with work, busy with business, busy with other activities. Especially if the child lives with a nanny, then their daily toys are definitely gadgets. Parents should increase the intensity of time with their children so that children feel cared for. They also can direct the use of social media to children for more effective educational needs. Moreover, support children for school success by utilizing existing technology also can support and motivate children to learn successfully at school.
Okay, it can be said that overcoming social media addiction in children by increasing time, distracting, and so on. Therefore, early prevention is necessary. In addition, accompany the use and interaction of children with this technological device, social media. This is a form of real parental motivation and support for children's education. All right, thanks for the discussion today. I will conclude that there are a number of positive impact of social existence. The development of possibilities for socializing, communication, and friendship that is not only cross-provincial but also cross-country. Open opportunities for the learning process, open access to find contacts, open up tendency to tolerance, while the negative impacts of social media, there are unlimited access to shows that smell of violence and pornography, trigger consumptive behavior to buy internet quota, doing sexting or sending each other written or pictorial messages that can arouse lust, and in addition, commit and become a victim of cyberbullying. Thank you for the panel discussion today. I'm Dhea Yuan Sayyidatina. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.